Alrighty, welcome back everyone, I'm Blaze here. Today's video is per a request showing what my macros are and all that. So two things I'd like to show off prior. One of my big recommendations is to get an MMO mouse. Mine looks kind of like this, but basically they have 12 buttons on the side right here, and they correspond to your number pad on your keyboard. And what it lets you do is it corresponds to these 12 buttons right here on your hotbar. So when you press one of those buttons on your number pad on the keyboard, or you press one of those 12 buttons on your MMO mouse, it'll play the thing. But what's nice about the MMO mouse is you don't have to move your hand back and forth between the mouse and the number pad if you'd like to twist. Not so much of a big deal on live because Melody exists, but on P99 I would not want to play a bard without an MMO mouse. You're really just kind of giving yourself carpal tunnel eventually. The next thing I'd recommend, people ask me what are these timers that are on my screen. If they see that, what are these timers? What they are is a program called Gina. Yeah, it's a program called Gina. I already have a video up on this, on how to install it and all that, and if anybody wants my triggers, they can just send me a tell in game. I think you can even send a tell across servers too. But anyways, let's get to it. Let's start from the left side over to the right. I saw this from a enchanter video from some other guy. What he did is he split up his combat. On the left one he put other people's combat, and then on the right he put himself. And what you can do is you can go to hit modes and you can abbreviate the information. You can put it down to just number only if you'd like to remove a lot of the spam. But let's talk about this hotbar. So right here is my Goblin Gazoogie ring. This is what I use for charm breaks. Typically for charm kiting, or if I'm trying to help out an enchanter. If an enchanter charm is about to break, I can be halfway through the mez cast on the pet and then break their charm at the same time to the point that they don't get hit at all. It's a really nice combo. The next one is just an auto inventory macro, and this just lets you, say if you forage something like got this water on my cursor, I just press auto inventory, it'll go in my inventory. Next, this is just mark NPC, just marking targets for groups and for raids / R mark NPC. I have a Gina trigger for charms that I made. I think Boltran's Agassery, it's the enchanter charm that they use most often right now. It lasts about 7 minutes, so I created a timer to let me know whenever the enchanter charm's about to break, so that I can get ready to mez and do that charm break with the Goblin Gazoogie ring. The only thing is, though, charm breaks are kind of irregular, and oftentimes I'm out of range to get the message, the trigger in chat, so I just made an emote where I can manually make a timer go on and off. Next is my shrink, Bracelet of the Shadow Hive from Vexthal, and my insta-click 9-point damage shield, Blazing Van Braces. I use this on all the tanks, like all. If you, on the keyboard, if you press F1 through F6, it targets all your group members up here. F1 is yourself. There's my damage shield. F2 would be Crix. F3 is Zero. F4 is Wandor. F5 is Fistlord. And F6 is Caribou. So I just refresh damage shield on everybody. And you can see if you look at the trigger up there. Yeah, I'm up to 15 minutes. This trigger lets me know when I should refresh that damage shield. But one of the things, though, if you're going to use insta-clickies, you need to be very careful about when you click it. If I were to cast an insta-clicky right about now, it would probably lock up all my spell gems. So you have to be a bit timed when you actually use your insta-clickies, because there's still a bug with using insta-clickies in Bard Melody. Next is AA called Reaching Notes. It just extends the range of your beneficial songs, that's all it does. You can toggle it on or off though. And then my follow macro. And then if I go below it, these are my melodies, my various different melody macros that I made. So just a simple, you want to do a stop song first, and then do your melody command, whatever you want. Doability corresponds see doability in this. Doability corresponds, there's doability 1 through 10. So the first 6 correspond to the actions bar here, and then the 7 through 10 correspond to this like a melee area. So I have doability 1 here, and that's for tracking. So anytime I press this melody, tracking will go off. If I were to do doability 2, forage will go off, and so on and so forth. This is my go-to melody in most situations, melody amp 5 CeeLo. So on amplification is number 5 on this, and I play CeeLos at the beginning. And this is the CeeLos that lasts for 2.5 minutes. So you see my timer right here. Yeah. So you can start off with CeeLos and basically keep this melody going all the way until CeeLos is about 20 minutes or 20 seconds from refreshing. If you want to see that, how that melody is made, I would check out the 6 best Bard song twists for Luklin and Plains of Power to go more in depth. This is without amplification, so on and so forth. That's all they are. They're just different melodies that I've made, and they correspond to this right side. If you see this color coding, they correspond to my saved spell sets. So I have a saved spell set for travel, one if I'm in a charm, one if I'm in a group and I need a lull, so on and so forth. My go-to though is Raid Amp CeeLo. This is my most common used twist. And this one's a brand new one, the 6-song twist melody. So this is how you do it. So if you have a save spell set, you just do /mem spell set and then the name of it. So that's all for that. Those are just all save spell sets, that's all they are. I do twice, I double it up, because sometimes the first time you click the macro, it just doesn't work. So if you double it up, it tends to work. And then below this is just simple pulling stuff. Ink, %T for target, assist. If I do a bad pull, don't help me. And now, what about up here? Okay, up here, this is for my names. So show /4 shows the full titles and names. Show 1 just pulls it down to 1 name, and show off removes all names. I like this on right now. Like, look, it's even crowded with 1 name title, so it's better just to have nothing on. I like to have /hide corpse always NPC, so if there's anybody in my group that's dead, I'll see their body, but any rotting corpses on the ground, I won't. Hide corpse off. Yeah, like I like to hide corpse spam. The next is just a pick zone. There's instancing for groups. LFG, advanced loot window, and this is for corpse dragging. You don't have to do /corpse to drag a corpse on live. You can do a macro /corpse drag where it'll automatically drag a corpse behind you, up to 2, and then /corpse drop to stop dragging the corpse. And then the origin ability, so I can go back to my starting point. And now this is the stuff that has a lot more info. So this hotbar right here is tied to my MMO mouse. So 1 through 12. And how it works is I title it to what songs go in what slot. And all it is a stop song, a /cast to the spawn gem. And then if I want to do a bandolier swap to a different weapon set or instrument set, it's there. And then do ability 1 for tracking. What I mean by bandolier is you can set up 4, without AAs, you can set up 4 presets for instruments or weapons that you want. So prior to the modern stuff that I had 1 for stringed, 1 for brass, 1 for percussion, and 1 just exclusively for melee. So that's all it is. If there's an instrument swap I want, like this is HP Mana Song, and it says best with the stringed instrument, I will. Anytime I click 2 on my MMO mouse, it'll swap me out to a stringed instrument. And even beyond that, you can create a macro to directly use items from your inventory. So anytime that I click 2, it will automatically cause my Breath of Harmony to go off. So I get 5 buffs on. And then these ones are just the macros, so if you can create a hot button for each one of these bandolier swaps. and just put it down here, and that's all it is. For these bandolier swaps, I can manually swap instruments while I'm still doing a melody, just to get the best instrument for each song. And now for this right side, for the last portion, this is just insta-buffs. These are just use items for my insta-clicks. And then these are insta-clicks, not near, well, almost near insta-clicks, but they're just different use items, that's all it is. This is my invis item, insta-click. I got this. I have a video up on this as well. It's Kachka in the Luklin expansion. So this is Bard invis, so you don't have to click fade to go invis. Save yourself mana. Then created a macro for fade. Fade is ability 212, so alt activate 212. Sonic disturbance and boastful bellow for pulling. And then I have a macro for Horn of Shadows, which is a 35% slow that lasts for about 6 minutes. I got this from Vexthal. And if you're using a item that has a cast time, this Horn of Shadows has a 5-second cast time, you want to put a stop song before using it. And then lastly, it's just my disciplines resistant, a Def Dance, Pure Tone, and stop song if needed. Make sure you put a lot of stop songs there. So that's all it is. Hopefully that helps out with my UI, and there'll be links to all the parts. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.